Right, hello on tubers. So it's a van day today. I haven't done a van thing in a while, but just a quick update. I've got it insulated and I've put a vapour barrier on there and there's timber struts in there. But don't worry about that right now. What I want to do is get this floor in. So I have got over here some 18mm ply and I want to get it cut to size. So basically I could get my diesel heater fitted. I'm hoping to get some foil back to put on the back of there to put down. Hopefully I'll get that in today. And then what I could do is I can get this baby sat in place, which is going to be over that side of the wheel arch somewhere. Yeah, so I've just measured this point here and it's 1.81 metres. But then I've got to faff around cutting around all these little indents and shit. I'll try. If I don't succeed, sod it, but I'll do what I can do. So anyway, I'm going to get that cut. Just cut it down. Look, you can see I've already marked it off. I'm going to get that cut and then see where we go from there. Right, I suppose this will prove as well a point that you don't need posh tools. This is just a cheap B&Q tool from umpteen years ago. Yeah, so I'm just going to cut through this now. I'll put the roof half to the other side. Right, let's see what we're going to do with this bit next. It's all well and good using 18mm. Right. Right, so what I've got to do is cut around all these bloody dodgy bits now. I think what I've got to do is, where's my pencil? I think what I've got to do is mark where that goes in there. And mark where that goes in there. I found a penny. Right. Now that goes in a couple of inches. How far does that go in there? I'll use this one till I find mine. So I believe if I measure that there, which comes to 90mm, if I measure 90mm on there, and I'll do the same on the other side. That should then allow me to get it a bit closer. Mark the waste bit. Right. Back out the van. Back out the van and cut it again. As you all know, I fucking hate wood. I have asked for assistance, but it's never seems to be forthcoming. Oh, and the same on the other side. Right, I've had it in the van, so now I've got to cut that bit off. I've got to cut those corners off there, and then it's got to go on a funny angle, something like that. So I'm just going to guess it, because I fucking hate doing this shit. Something like that. There, even from that point there. I don't know. But I'm going to get the jigsaw on that now. Right, I've got a rough sort of line. So I believe now I need to get her something to do a scribe with. I don't know. Do I go from this point? Or could I start from anywhere? I can't remember if I go from the narrowest point or the widest point. I don't want to cut too much off, do I? I could get that there, because that's the end of that. Let me have a think. I think I might have sussed it. So if I follow that along there, that's that line there, that's that line there. If I follow that along, right, to that point there, if I do an angle there, and then I believe that there is just the right thickness there, so I've got something right. Let me do that. That runs to there. So that line there, there. If I cut a little bit off there, let's have a look, that's that in it. So if I do, shall I do that? And then if I do the same at this side, but that's I think. Let's have a think. That's gonna go. Is that gonna go there? That's the angle for that. That's the angle for that. So then I've got to do that, am I? Right, with a bit of luck at a back wind, I might have that. In, out, in, out, in, out. That's why I never wanted to be a bloody joiner. It's too much faffing around. Right. Oh, what are you doing, you tosser? What the f... Ah! How's that possible? What am I doing wrong? Is that... hang on a minute. Right, I've got that gap there, haven't I? So maybe that should have... because that comes out, that... yeah. Oh, for freak's sake! Oh, little bit off that corner. Anybody want a wall plastering? Right, I tell you what, I could live with that. I can live with that. Alright, it's a bit shy there, but once I've got all the shit and everything on to what I'm going to put in place, makes no odds. As long as it sits all right there, I think I might just want to take a bit off there. Don't know. Let's have a look. Can I still shut the door? Yeah, I can. Yeah, I think that'll do. But I really don't want to do that next piece. Right, let's see if I've got this past the wheel arches. Oh, come on, Michael. Oh. Oh. It's eating the insulation. Let me just get a persuader. Right, I think I need to. What's it hitting? Yeah, right, I need to square that edge up a bit because I've obviously sawn it on the wonk. So I'll free that and then try it again. Take two. There is foil going under these boards, by the way. I just want to... Oh, yeah. Right, that must be curved, that board. It'll relax. Right. I'm quite alright with that. And then it's just the last one to do at the end. But what I want to do is work out where my diesel heater is going to go there. That's my main thing now. So, right, let me have a look. I need to look under the vehicle, see what's down there and work out where this base is going. Right, I've just marked out on the floor here where the exhaust inlet is in line with the diesel heater, but it's going to hit the sill there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill it there. I'm going to use a hole cutting thing to cut that out, and then because this heater gets mounted up on legs, I'll be able to persuade it into that gap there. And then I've got my hole cutting bit for metal to get the part done for getting the exhaust through. I've also bought some fire sealant so to put around the hole, so when I fix the exhaust back onto the burner, I'm going to use some fire sealant just to give it basically like a gasket, and then I'm going to seal it as it goes through the floor and protect the edge of that timber as well. Right, so I've got my hole drill through there and I've got the hole in there, and I've just painted some of that black Amorite stuff on there just to prevent any rusting. I've got my foil what I'm going to stick to the back of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the boards out now, get that stuck to the back, and then lift them back in before I put my diesel heater in place. Okay? Oh, I best clear off all this shit. Oh, this is the heat protect. So that's what's going to go all around this area when I put the heater in place. Right, I've got my adhesive here, so contact adhesive. I'm just going to spray it all over. And then I'm going to get the foil, which I've put over there, and I'm going to spray the other half of that. Right, now I'll just spray the back of this. And then we're going to stick that on the back of there. 30 seconds between each application. I'm going to do that there, and then what I could do is I could just put a little piece on that bit there. And that's going to give me a moisture barrier between the floor and the ply. Right, let me get the rest of it on. Right, so I've got that on there, look, that's on the back. I've got a little lip here for when it comes to sitting the next board on. So I'm going to wrestle that back into there now and go from there. Right, so I've got my fire resistant sealant here. So what I'm going to do, I'm literally going to pump the life out of this. I'm going to get it all the way around this edge of the ply. Up through the exit hole. Right, leave that there a bit. There. Right, now I need to feed this in place. So that's going to go down there. Oh, bollocks. Knew them screws ain't good enough. Right. Right. Oh. I'll get some better screws for that. Right. That's that then. That's my air pipe. That's my heat. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug it in and get some heat on. Right, let's get these two wires on here. Ah, I've dropped the washer down there of all places. Bollocks. Right, that's that. So it's preheating. So I was going to let that do its thing. I have got another hose to put on there, but that's going to do like that for now. So I'll let that do its thing. I'll tell you what we'll do. So the exhaust, I've got to put the filter on and hook it up. But there you go, there's the exhaust right now. Just hanging there, so I'll get that fastened up and nipped up. But yeah, right, we'll let this do its thing and we'll crack on. Wood butcher is a piece of piss. I am now officially a joiner. Look at my floor. That's just bouncing a bit there, but oh shit, don't worry about it once everything's in. Got a little expansion gap there, that's there for a reason, for expansion. But look at that, look at the big check rail along there. So I'm going to get that out, I'm going to get some foil on the back and get it back in. I mean, I haven't made any mess whatsoever. Have I? Shabba! So I've recruited the services of my brother today, because if you see me do the floor, I can live with that, but I want to make sure the ceiling's correct. So what we've done, we've just slotted this piece in here for now.